Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on? How's your guys' weekend going? It's Friday right now, but I'm going to record this vlog just to hang out, talk about things, maybe talk about the seasons. It's spring right now, and I just got my hammock set up, so I'm going to kind of chill here, hang out with you guys, talk about life, talk about things. Hopefully your guys' spring season's going well. It's been busy for me, and I figured I'd maybe just show you guys my backyard. We'll sit here and chill on my hammock and talk about some things. Oh, there's a little bunny rolling by. I'll kind of show you where I'm at with this hammock. Basically, got this hammock sitting on the edge of the woods here at my house. And it's just a gorgeous little spot I like to hang out in. Sometimes the deer will roll by, and get some bunnies sometimes, squirrels, chipmunks, hawks, a lot of birds. I love hearing the birds out here. What about you guys? What's your guys' favorite season? My wife's is the fall. She loves the fall. She loves the changing of the colors and all that. If you're in the Midwest or North, you get all the deciduous trees changing colors. This is like the bane of my existence come fall. These trees just, completely dump on me. And in the fall, I usually have to do probably 3 days worth of raking and picking up and blowing leaves and all that jazz. But yeah, this is my little sanctuary. My wife got me this hammock a couple years back for Father's Day. My kids always love to, hop in with Dad, and they try to always swing in this thing, but I'm like, no, get out. Come on, I want to relax, And I tell them, hey, this is why we bought this house, because you got that little fort over there. Go in the fort and go play, right? That's their fort. And I've done a couple of videos up there, and I really enjoy it. It's a nice little place in the winter. You got a little bit of covering up there. There's 2 roofs. And, but yeah, they like to play in there. But yeah, man, this spring, I tell you what, I'm extremely busy this spring. My kids, they are just jam-packed with activities. And I tell you what, my house just goes by the wayside when we are this busy. I had the entire house cleaned and picked up. It was last Friday. And then we had my in-laws over. We had Easter dinner. And then the kids, they had their Easter bunny baskets and all that. And then my in-laws got them some Easter baskets as well. So that right there started the whole mess in the house. And then what else? And then just life. You go through life, and there's 4 people living in the house. We all come in the house every day after school, after our activities, and it just becomes a dumping ground for whatever it is that we got going on. There's like receipts everywhere, and kids' Easter stuff and toys and homework and book bags, and it's just life. That's what life is. And yeah, so my house is a mess already. It's just like my wife and I were like standing there last night. We're like, what happened to our house? It just became a tornado. So I got to do that this weekend, and I got to pick up the house. And I've just been delaying my garage. It is just an absolute nightmare. I can barely walk through it. I do park my cars in the garage, and it's just a hot mess. So I have got to go and purge tons of stuff in that garage this weekend. I just don't feel like I can be productive when I got stuff that's a mess. Here, I'll give you guys a little view too while I'm talking. Just to the forest here. And I tell you what, one thing I love about the spring is just like you get all the green buds on the trees. Like even this little tree here, it's got some really pretty little buds on there. And then you just get all the white flower trees and the yellow flower trees budding out, flowering out. I love it. Now this green stuff on the forest floor it's called like mustard weed, and they say to pick it because it's like invasive species, but man, it's like impossible to pick all that stuff. It's never ending. The whole forest is covered in it. Every now and then my wife will try to do a couple bundles. It's easy to pick up. You just pull it out of the ground, it comes up pretty easily. But man, it's kind of a pain. It's just never ending. But yeah, it is what it is. What was I talking about? But yeah, my house is a mess because we've got tons of activities. I'll give you my schedule. It's kind of crazy. So my son's he's in baseball and soccer. And then my daughter, she's in Girls on the Run and dance. And literally, I think this week we will have one day off, Sunday. That's it. Every other day is jam-packed. Mondays, we got baseball and Girls on the Run. So both the kids do that. And I'm the assistant coach, so, I got to be there. I mean, I got to be there anyways, but, it's kind of a little more stress being the assistant coach. But I love it, man. It's great. And then Tuesdays, I've got soccer practice. We got soccer practice Tuesday. My daughter has off Tuesday. And then Wednesday, they got Girls on the Run and baseball again, practice or games. And then Thursday, my daughter's got jazz. And then today, we've got a parade for Little League. The whole Little League does this little parade around the baseball fields. They're bringing food trucks this year and an ice cream truck, so that's new. That'll be kind of fun. Local businesses, they want to be part of the community and offer a service and get some free advertising. It's business for you, right? And then Saturday we have soccer games and ballet. And so the only day we have off is Sunday. So yeah, busy times. And it's like, when am I going to get a chance to clean my garage and clean my house? I'm never going to get a chance. And then of course I try to fit in the YouTube videos here and there. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this morning I launched a new video on Jeremy Lefebvre selling Tesla, and I did it at this new spot I've got up at Gull Lake. It's this gorgeous lake that we've got. It's about 15 minutes away near my kids' school. I think I'm going to do quite a bit more videos up there. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's just a nice place to go and do some videos. So I try to fit the videos in. I'm always trying to navigate work, man. That's always just a never-ending story. It's a lot of bureaucracy and drama, trying to figure that all out. Try to understand the goals of the company half the time. It's never easy to figure out the vision and the path there. So it's just a lot going on in the spring, man. And yeah, just trying to navigate the whole thing and get ready for summer. My wife's off in the summer, which is kind of a reprieve when it comes to the whole busy, go kind of lifestyle. And the thing about like when you get your kids active in all these sports and activities, it's like you fall victim to convenience street, where you just want to get a pizza or fast food real quick just to feed your family after all the activities, and you don't get time to cook the dinner. And that's one thing that my wife and I struggle with all the activities, because we like to just stay at our home and cook dinner and all that. And yeah, so we're struggling with that a little bit when it comes to these activities. So yeah, I'm sitting here too. I'm actually, this year I set up a little table there, which I haven't had before. I got my tea here. And I'm drinking this new tea I got over at Disney World. It's called Wonderland tea. I know it's flipped from this selfie stick, but it was kind of pricey. It was like 7 bags in this little can, and there was 3 cans though, and it's the whole Alice in Wonderland theme. But this tea is watermelon mint infusion, strong flavor strength, and it does. It tastes like watermelon and a little bit of mint. But man, if you ever go to Disney World and you like tea, I recommend getting their little tea pack. There's 3 different teas, and I already burned through all 3 packs, and I've only got 1 little bag in here left. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. But yeah, I've got my little notes here for what I want to talk about on this vlog. So I wanted to talk about the seasons and then my new location on the lake. One thing that I'm not used to when it comes to recording content during the spring and summer, which I haven't really done much of. I started this channel in the fall, is the noise, okay? You really realize if you record outside, or inside for that matter, is all the noise in the spring and the summer, all the yard work that goes on, people blowing leaves with their leaf blowers, or all the lawn services. Because I went to the lake yesterday, like early, 9 a.m., because I wanted to record 2 videos. I got a second one out at the lake. And right away, I get there, and there's a lawn service going on. So I had to sit there for an hour waiting for this lawn service guy. He was courteous. He came up to me. He saw I was trying to do a video. He was like, I'm trying to hustle up. I see you're trying to do a video kind of thing. And he's like, I just got to do these picnic tables. I said, no problem, man. You have your job to do. We all have our jobs to do. And, I wasn't mad in the least bit. The man's got a job to do, and he did it. And I waited patiently. And I did the video while he was still mowing, but he was far away. So, if you guys hear a little bit of mowing in the background, that's what happens when you do outdoor videos. You're going to get some noise. So, yeah, that's one change with the seasons. Summer and spring, you're going to get the noises. You're going to get the construction, outdoor construction. But you know what? You guys hear that? You get the birds. The birds are awesome. There's something to be said about these birds that are around. And hopefully you guys have some trees around you, to hear the birds and all that. But that's what sold us this house, was in the spring. We came here, I think in April or May, early May, late April. We ended up closing on the house in June, and just the spring was so beautiful here that's one of the things that sold me about this house. Now I'll give you kind of a view of the yard. That's our backyard. And then we got a swing set over there, and then the kids' fort. And then we've got and I'll walk over there in a second. We've got a, what do they call it? Stamped patio. Concrete stamped patio over there. And I really like that because I tell you what, power washing a deck every year gets old. I still have to power wash the kids' fort, but that's not too bad. You just go up there and do a couple swipes and you're about done. But yeah, what else do I have in my notes here? So yeah, I got my new location with the lake, and I do like the noises there. You got the boats that go out, and that's kind of cool. And then you got the ducks. They fly around. They make a bunch of noise along with the birds. I like that. And then, yeah, so I'm going to do some videos up there from time to time. I might do more videos here on my hammock. Maybe I'll do some financial videos on the hammock. I haven't really talked about credit and debt yet. It's just something that I don't use a lot of, as far as, I use my credit card, but I don't maintain a balance. But I need to talk about it. I need to talk about credit and debt some more. As a finance YouTuber, you got to talk about that. I've been just talking more about building wealth in the financial markets, because that's really how you do it. You can't have debt, and you can't be using credit a ton to to build wealth, but we'll talk about that. And yeah, my fourth note here was my house is a mess and we're busy. That's my last note. But let me know what you guys think. You know, what's your guys' spring look like? Is it a mess? Is it busy? You know, you're trying to get ready for summer. That's the thing. You know, I want to get my house ready for the summer when my wife's at home, because we want to enjoy the summer and take advantage of this backyard and not be cleaning my house and not be doing spring cleaning. Maybe that's why most people do their spring cleaning, is because, you know, they want to go on vacation in the summer, and they want to go to the lake in the summer. They want to go golfing in the summer, etc., etc. So yeah, I'll give you guys a tour. Let me give you another look here at the woods. I just love it, man. I can lay out here and just look up at the canopy and just enjoy it, you know. And hopefully, you know, I don't have a bird dropping happen while I'm sitting here. But yeah, it gets pretty gnarly when you get these storms. You'll see these woods all move. You know, when those big wind gusts come in, you're like, oh no, they're gonna break, but they don't. They kind of lean on each other when you see a big storm come out. So it's interesting. So yeah, let me see if I can get out of this hammock without falling out. That's the trick to these hammocks, is you got to be careful, because you can just like whip yourself off. Luckily, I got my little old man Sketcher slip-ons here, so I can just slip them right on. Oh yeah, I'm falling. But yeah, so yeah, this is my hammock in my backyard. I'll give you guys a little tour. So I got a nice little fire pit. We don't use it that often, but every now and then we'll burn the brush from all the storms in the spring. I try to collect as much as I can and get a little fire for the spring and summer going. Then over here, this is my daughter's fairy garden. She'll get a little piece of fake grass, and she's got those little fairy, you know, little knickknacks and all that. My kids' baseball net for practicing baseball catching. Then we've got a little planter here, and we got these green onions, and they seem to come back every fall. So my wife plants tomatoes, and then we try to hang the tomatoes. They grow almost all the way up to those gutters. So we do, I don't know what else we're going to plant. We've tried different things each year. We tried strawberries. They didn't work that well. I usually try to get green peppers and red peppers, so I like those. And then we've got a couple chairs here. And then here's my lovely window well that, you know, I spent like a couple grand on, and it's really annoying that it wasn't done right in the first place. And then this is our, you know, stamped patio. And then we got a couple chairs here. They're a hot mess from winter still. A little rock wall. This was all in here when we moved in. And then we got a swing here. We've had for like 10, 15 years. We get the cushions out and swing on there occasionally. And there's like this trellis thing with this beautiful trumpet vine. It just climbs up there. I do have to trim it each year. And then it looks like they had, like, I think some sort of swing here, because there's a couple eyelet hooks there, but we never bothered to hook a swing there. And then I got my old Weber grill. It's kind of old and disgusting, but it still runs, still works. I do have a gas line here. I've been dreaming of hooking a gas line and then building like one of those like built-in grills inside of, like, you know, kind of a brick enclosure or whatever. But I just don't want to spend the money. You know, that's the thing about building wealth, is I'm not going to go out into debt and you know, take out a home equity line of credit to build a in-house grill or whatever you call it, whatever those things are called. That's just not my style. I'm kind of cheap about it. So, you know, we do what we can afford from time to time. Obviously, the house, that's the biggest expense. That's my only debt to this day. And I'm going to talk about that too in an upcoming video, and kind kind of what my feelings are on that house. It was a pretty pricey house, big upgrade, but we love it. You know, it is a nice place to live. I'm not going to complain. I'm very fortunate I can even afford a house, given where we're at these days with, you know, where people are with the price of housing and all that. I'm trying to switch my tea here. Yeah, I'll do a little tour of the kids for it. It's kind of fun. Here, let's see. So this is that rock wall. I built this myself. It's got two main boards that I had to cut, like little angle cuts up there and at the bottom. And then I screwed in each board. I need to power wash this thing. Look at how green that is. But I screwed on each board. And then we bought, you know, the little rock cling things, whatever, grippy things, and just randomly screwed them in. And then I had to cut up a little hole up there where the railings were. And I built, I'll show you guys. And these stairs are super steep. That's the way they were. And then I built like, here, I gotta set my tea down. This gimbal, I tell you, for vlogging is kind of tricky when you're moving. And then I built this little gate here so that at least, you know, if the kids are playing up here, like they're not gonna fall through and fall down that hole. Now they're kind of bigger now, they probably wouldn't, but when they were littler, I mean, that hole is kind of sketch, you know, so. But we do have a neighbor who's got a little kid, so it's like I don't want her to fall through there. So, but then they got a little spot there. You know, we added, I don't know, some kitty binoculars. And then I built this little table. Me and my dad built that. It's kind of this little hack job. And then there's a bench over there, but it looks like the kids busted one of the legs off. It looks like I didn't do a great job, but there's the other leg. And let's see here. Come down. See, it's all green. I got to power wash this thing. And then we built a slide here. I think I mentioned that in the previous video because like these stairs are just so steep. And like when we first moved in, my daughter like kind of fell down the stairs. That's why and they didn't even have rails over here. There were no rails. It was just like haphazard, good luck, you know. So I built the rails. Luckily when she did fall, she grabbed the rails. We got, I think, some splinters and all that, some scrapes. And then we got a little, you know, I don't know, what do you call that? A little ship wheel and a little telescope. They still kind of play with it. They do like this thing. I added this last year. This little extension here, and it's like this pulley. And what they do is they put like a bucket on this end, and they kind of pull the bucket up, put toys in it, and you know, whatever else. So, and then they got their swing set, and you know, to be honest, do they swing on it? Sort of. They mostly like do this floor is lava game where they just traverse the swings, you know, where they just walk across from one side to the other. That's, I guess, what's cool these days. Forget swinging. Floor is lava is better, right? So I got to be careful because walking down these stairs, man, and I had to redo these stairs too. I had to fix them up. I put on these little grippy traction on the bottom of each stair because when it got wet, this wood got slippery. So it's like, you know, you buy a house and you still got to fix it up. That's just the story, right? But anyways, I don't know, I figured I'd just chill out here with you guys. And like I said, I think I'll do more videos. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this video turns out. Anyways, that's a little tour of my backyard. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the vibe and the vlog. And yeah, we'll talk more later. And I've got more videos coming next week. And hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. And hopefully you guys are getting some spring cleaning done. If you guys could, please like and subscribe and take a look at my previous video if you could. And thanks, guys. Bye.